beautiful being. Welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, my name is Jennifer. Thank you for being here. Hi, hello. We are going to do a crystalline themed reading today. I'm really inspired, was really inspired and guided to do this today. So I'm interested to see what comes through. I've been told that these are crystalline messages from your guides and angels, bringing in whatever is serving your highest good right now. We're going to start with the, what is it called? The Crystal Power Tarot deck that someone gifted me a while ago. And they're really beautiful cards. Here's the back. But we're going to start with these, and these are just, this is just a collective reading, general reading for messages from your guides and angels through the crystalline frequencies, meaning through the higher ascension frequencies that we are in right now, that are always available to us, but are more available at this time in history in a sense of like more accessible to the collective. So I've shuffled these really well, and we're just going to see what comes through. So again, this is a collective message, so please take what resonates for you and leave what doesn't, because this is for a lot of people. But most likely it will mostly resonate, and if it doesn't, then for whatever reason this is not the reading for you, so you might want to pick a different one. And I have many to choose from, as well as many other amazing readers out there. So let's see what we got. Two of Pentacles. I calmly make the best possible decision. So this is saying that you are weighing things in your life and maybe juggling a lot of things. Let's see what else we get before we go too far into anything. Ten of Swords. I see the truth in this ending. Yep, a lot of things coming to an end. A lot of completions. New beginnings as well with those completions. And a Nine of Cups. I trust in the flow of life. Eight of Pentacles. I dedicate myself to what I believe in. Yeah, and this is going to bring you great happiness. You're letting go of things that aren't making you happy and haven't been making you happy for a long time. And you're putting a lot of energy and love into what's coming next, what you're building. And this is going to bring you a feeling of sustainability and happiness. It is bringing even just the thought of it. And then, yes, the Page of Cups. I'm as young as I choose to feel. So this is like creative energy just bubbling up, very inspiring and emotional, joyful is what that feels like to me, especially him here. Is that a him? I think it's a him. Who knows? It's an androgynous being. And all of these cards have crystal messages on them. So this one's jumping out at me as to call your attention to Angel Aura Quartz. It's a really beautiful stone if you haven't seen it before. So I don't have one yet. I've been wanting to get one actually. But there's the infinity symbol too underneath the cup, this flow of life, this moving into the flow, moving into a more creative way of living your life, a higher frequency way of living your life. And then we have Page of Swords. And it's, I take care of the details and I stay in control. So this is about, making a lot of decisions. So being creative, but also, in the beginning here, you're having trouble making decisions. And here the Page of Swords is really good at cutting through to the truth. Let's see here. I want to look at this card a little bit more. And there's these beautiful butterflies in here too, which is like even more of a, a reference to the transformation that we're all going through, and that you're all going through, that you may be experiencing this at this time. I love the colors in this card too, very calming. So it's like coming to this decision, this clarity on this choice is going to bring you a lot of peace. And, you know, you can, and this knowingness that you can handle what's going on in your life. You can handle all these things that are, that you're building, that you're moving into. Yeah, this is really beautiful so far. So let's see what we get from the Starseed Oracle. Why am I drawing a blank card? Yeah, the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. And the artwork is by Danielle Noel. Most of you are familiar with that deck by now. It's a pretty amazing deck. So what messages do we have to clarify this first row? Clarify what we're seeing so far here in the reading. So we're going to draw from the Starseed Oracle, and we're going to draw from these amazing astral realm crystal oracles that I have will give us more crystal messages as well, and then a really awesome Galactic Arcturian deck. So stay tuned for all of that. I'm feeling such a peaceful vibe in this whole reading. I'm thinking, like, I just feel so relaxed as it has started and as it's moving through. They're really wanting me to shuffle these cards a lot right now, even though I shuffled them before. Ah, there we go. And yeah, it just feels, you know, I have this I trust in the flow of life, and this Page of Cups both feel really peaceful. Even if you're feeling that indecisiveness now, or maybe you've come out of that and there's been an ending and there's this new beginning that's a promise of joy and happiness, and you've been working towards this, and it's something that you feel really good about as you're working towards it. It's something you're excited about. So if you want help receiving clarity, I would say, as far as crystals go, this is ametrine, and it just keeps pulling me and calling me and saying this can help you move through any indecisions you're having, or fears of letting go of the past and trusting in this flow of life that's coming. Also working with aquamarine, which is the crystal that represents the cups in this deck. There's the aquamarine. The page had a different one, which was the aura, angel aura quartz. But this one is aquamarine, which is another beautiful stone. And if you need help letting go, the sugilite. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I never know if it's sugilite or sugilite, but it's a beautiful purple stone, I believe. So that can help with the release if you're having trouble with the release. And malachite is a good stone. It is on the Pentacles stone or deck. What am I trying to say? Yeah, the suit of Pentacles in this deck. Malachite for helping bring in that abundance and really ground your ability to connect with that creative energy that manifests, that can manifest in physical form. But you're doing it, and the creativity and all of the beauty and joy is coming with it, and the decision, the clarity's coming as well. Oh, and here this is saying you've got the love, and this card's been coming out a lot lately. Hadarian energy, codependency, and boundaries. So boundaries are going to be, and this is coming out over here, so this is crucial in creating this trusting flow of life. This boundaries and letting go of codependency, maybe in whatever is ending. So whatever cycle is ending for you, whether it's a relationship or just your relationship to life, if you just need better boundaries with that, and that might be part of why you're feeling overwhelmed, having trouble making decisions and overwhelmed. It might just be, I'm getting that you're a very, this is a crystalline reading for Starseeds and Lightworkers, and you're a sensitive being, and sometimes you just get this overwhelm and feel like you can't get clarity on things because you have too much going on in your field. You're giving too much of your energy away to other people and other things that aren't serving you. And so this card is reminding you, you know, as part of the ending and the Ten of Swords, the release and into the new, is you develop really self-loving boundaries and let go of any codependency. It's beautiful to have other things and other people in our lives, but we all want someone to depend on, or people to depend on, or things to depend on to a certain extent. But ultimately, really having everything we need within ourselves and knowing that within ourselves. And then still, of course, wanting to connect with other humans because that's normal, but not really feeling like that something inside of us is missing without some job or some person or something. This is what Spirit's telling me. So letting go of those ideas and really loving yourself more and really trusting the flow of life. This is going to bring you the greatest happiness. This is the Nine of Cups, of this bringing you this flow, this feeling of being in abundance and being in oneness with what is good in life, and really coming into your creativity and your clarity. So the boundaries are going to be essential. And remember that you're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. So reach out to like-minded souls. And even if you are living in a place where you are still, there are restrictions on how much you can see people. There, as you know, the internet is a great way. I mean, it's what we have for now. It's all some people have. And so Spirit is reminding you, it's, just this too shall pass is what I'm hearing. So, thankfully, thank you. And so, you're not alone. Where there are many of us here, many starseeds, many lightworkers, many old souls, many people with open hearts ready to create a world that is a more loving, harmonious place to live. And you are not alone in this process and on this journey. So that's just a really sweet reminder from Spirit. So thank you for that. Oops, whoa. And one fell on the floor, and I think that's the one that came out when I started this reading. It is. Okay, and it's in the center here. Kind of. Yeah, so with the you're not alone is under the Ten of Swords. So, when you, as far as feeling sad or grieving any losses or any old endings, reach out to your community, reach out to your friends and family who are there for you. So surrender to the sweetness of life. This card jumped out when I was setting up for this reading. So surrender to the sweetness. Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. So don't forget to take time to do this. It's a great reminder for all of us. And so this is under Nine of Cups, trust the flow of life. Just surrender into that sweetness, and you know what? It will bring more, because what we experience and what we focus on is what we receive more of. And under the Eight of Pentacles, we have, and what we're building here is star ancestors. Ooh, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. So, wow. So you're working hard, and you're doing a great job, they're saying, and your guides and angels, your star ancestors, your ancestors of the earth and of the stars are with you. Just call on them, ask for their help as you're building, whatever you're working really hard towards, whether that's just a new way of living your life, or it's a whole new job or a whole new relationship. Whatever it is, know that you are building into letting go of old things and building into these higher frequencies. And part of that process, part of this shift into crystalline codes, into more crystalline DNA orientation. I don't know how to say that right now, how it's coming out. But in order to shift into that, we are clearing. That's what, as many of you know, that's what us starseeds and lightworkers are here to do, as well as many other beings on the planet, is just clear this karma of our ancestors to heal the wounds of the past. And we are well equipped to do it. So, I've said that to some people and they've just moaned and been like, oh no, why me kind of thing. And really it's okay, because why you, why me? Because we can. because we are we are here with that light to alchemize and to transmute things and to come into these crystalline frequencies and to come into these higher frequencies and higher states of consciousness. And our ancestors are in full support of this. We have not only angels and guides with us, supporting us, so don't forget that. Also, your ancestors call in the ancestors of your lineage, as well as your star origins, as well as the land that you're living on, healing the land you are spending time on or doing ceremony on. So this is part of building into the future. This is what they're telling me, the Eight of Pentacles. This is part of what we're all building towards. So that seems like a very important message and it's in the center here with the sweetness of life. So these are really high frequencies we're moving into. I can feel it. It's so beautiful. And then the next card under the Page of Cups, and this makes perfect sense. And, it's interesting. I want to note, too, that the Page of Cups says, I'm as young as I choose to feel. And that is one of the traits of Starseeds and Lightworkers, is especially Starseeds. And many Starseeds, I think most Starseeds are Lightworkers, but, and vice versa. But anyway, we tend to look young, feel young, be young-minded. So this is really kind of interesting that this card came out representing the collective in this reading right now. So, and underneath this card, we have empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. And so that came out with the boundaries card too. So we need to be really aware of this right now, because there's a lot going on in the collective. There's a lot going on around us, as everyone knows. But, so part of sovereignty is energetic sovereignty, of really knowing what is yours and what isn't yours, and having good boundaries around that, and not spending time around people that might suck you into weird energetic storylines. Not that, it's bad or they're bad, but, just really knowing what's right for you. That's what I'm getting here from this card. So, yeah, be very selective who you spend your time with energetically. It's important as we move forward. It's important in what we're creating. And know that you are, this empathic being, and it's very easy to get caught up in somebody else's story and lose discernment. I think that's what they're trying to tell me here too, as part of the journey, is discernment is so important right now. And when you're empathic, you can really feel what someone else is feeling. So their truth can feel like your truth. So make sure that you're taking plenty of time for yourself, enjoying the sweetness of life, doing the things that bring you into this flow, that sustain you, so that you really know what your energy is, so that you're very clear, like this Page of Swords here, very clear. And, the last card says cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. So cracked open, this is about that feeling where your heart is breaking open. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, it's not ever a bad thing, but it's not always unpleasant. This cracked open can also be like an ecstatic moment, or like a huge download, and just a joyful overwhelm where you're just crying open, like cracked open in joy, or just cracked open in any kind of emotion that brings you to your knees kind of feeling. So it is often heartache that does that, but it doesn't have to be just heartache. And I'm getting from this reading that for a lot of you, it's not heartache. It's some sort of spiritual awakening that cracks you open. So let that happen. And what I'm getting is that when this clarity comes, whatever you're working through, whatever is unclear now, whatever you're having or has been unclear that you've been working through and trying to make decisions about, when that clarity comes, and for some of you, Spirit's saying that clarity is already coming. As that clarity comes, it cracks you open. It's unbelievable, and it's intended to do that. So, because when you crack open, your heart opens, and you open to more love. you know, this is part of a healing. This is part of like what we go through in life, and what we've been going through a lot recently through the last couple years. So for some of you, it is deep heartbreak, and I'm sorry, and I'm sending you a lot of love for that when you get that clarity of like, you know, maybe the clarity is you know, that job is done. You know, maybe it's been 20, 30 years, but now you have the clarity that it just, you have to move on to something else. It's time. And you maybe weren't expecting that. Or a relationship, same thing. Or a place that you live. Or a religion that you've been a part of. Or a community you've been a part of. Or social networks you've been a part of. Because, you know, there's so many things changing right now. And yeah, it just feels like, and things are going to be changing for a while. This is just, you know, what we signed up for as beings on the planet right now. Our soul wanted to experience this shift, and it really is profound from a distance when we can surrender to the sweetness of life and remember that we're not alone, and trust in the flow like all these cards are suggesting. And you know, it's really an honor to be here. Okay, I'm going to pull from the Astral Realms deck and get some crystal messages for us. So this will give us some crystals. It'll also give us some pretty deep messages. So I might read from the book a little bit, because this is a really deep deck. It has a lot of great information in it. I would highly recommend this deck. Actually, a friend of mine and her business partner made this. It's the Astral Realms Oracle deck. And you can get it at shopdarkmooncrystals.com if you're interested. I'll put the link in the description box below. This is one of, she's created several decks, but this is one of my favorites. It probably is my favorite, actually, if I'm honest here. So, and I do want to be honest here, or I am honest here. So, hematite, if I'm saying that right, hematite, root chakra, culmination, yeah. So root chakra, yeah, I'll get grounded, especially with the crystalline codes coming in. This, you know, ascension is all about embodiment. The crystalline experience of transformation is an embodiment experience. It's the DNA activating and transforming. It's your soul light shining through more of your human experience. It's about embodiment. So the root chakra, so they're suggesting hematite for this. And that's a great protection stone too. And what was the number here? Number 7. So magic to me is number 7 is magic. When we get grounded and we bring this light through, you know, just like the lightning rod, you know, like, or a tree or whatever, you know, lightning has to hit the earth to create this energy here, to create form. And it's the same with us. As we're grounded and open, the magic can happen because the light can come through and we can embody it. We can make magic in our world, and that is part of the crystalline journey as well as moving into these higher frequencies, to be able to manifest in this really magical, embodied kind of way. Ascension is not about, I think many of you know this, but Spirit wants me to call attention to that ascension is not about leaving your body. It's not about leaving Earth. It's not about leaving anything. It's about coming deeper into yourself. It's coming more into your heart, more into your body, more into your love, more onto the planet, more connected to the planet. And so, yeah, this is a great message that for us. And it says you can use, and I'm going to read from the book actually. It says you can use hematite for this. Let me look up, just give me a sec. Oh, it's number 7. Okay, that makes it easy. This is a beautiful little book that goes with it too. It's a nice book. Nice little picture with it too. And the keywords for this card, I kid you not, are ascension. That is the first keyword for this card. Ascension, higher realms, grounding. And it says, this is it. You have reached or are fast approaching the most evolved or climactic point of the work you have been undertaking. So that's this. The work you've been undertaking. You're reaching the most climactic point. To have ascended to this level means you have put in the effort, and it has taken a toll on you mentally, physically, and emotionally. And perhaps you have experienced many uncomfortable or fear-inducing moments to get here. You have faced your darkness and your light and are coming out of this phase with a higher vibration and a new perspective that the only way out is through. In order to achieve culmination, you have harnessed the energy of your root chakra, the grounded vibration of the energy centers. The root chakra defines your relationship with Mother Earth. It is your primal energy and your basic survival center. It is also your stability, physically and emotionally. When your basic needs are met, the root chakra helps you feel grounded, safe, and centered. When you manage the obstacles of life, it urges you to believe in yourself and trust that you are being provided for by the universe. Those feel like key messages to me. Trust that you're being provided for by the universe. Be in the flow. Everything that you're working towards is coming. Hematite is a highly protective stone. That's what I thought. Protection. That helps absorb and transform negative energies into positive energy vibrations. Hematite keeps you calm and grounded during stressful situations, simultaneously offering you protection. When engaged in deep spiritual work, hematite helps facilitate your connections to the higher realms, higher spiritual energies in the ascension process, while keeping you firmly grounded in your root chakra. Wow. So I would highly recommend working with hematite. And this is just a great message too about everything that I was just saying. It's confirming everything that was coming through about grounding in order to bring this life forward. More of it, more of yourself, and to really stay calm and positive through everything that's happening in our world, because it is just a growth process. It is uncomfortable, but it's not going to last forever, is the message that so many of us are getting. No one's getting, I don't think, maybe some people are getting that, but I really don't believe that anyone knows exactly what's going to happen or where we're going, because I don't think that we're supposed to know. We're all on this ride, and we all agreed to journey here together, and we're all doing it together, and it's part of the journey. Is we are co-creating it as we go. We are going through the ascension. We are moving into higher frequencies and higher states of consciousness, but we are creating the path together. We're creating how we get there together. So I think that's a great message. Culmination. We're coming into this ascension, and what a confirmation with this crystalline reading. And then we've got momentum. Yes, we're gaining a lot of momentum into this, and this is Mars energy, and it's pyrite. So interesting. Hematite and pyrite. It's like they're, wow. It's like the instantly thought of like the masculine and the feminine too. They're almost like opposite but the same, you know? Like pyrite being this like glittery, shiny, what's considered to be fool's gold, you know, glittery golden stone, and then hematite being this like mercury color, like a silver color, like glitter, you know, shiny kind of silver color, and then gold. So I'm feeling it's like yin yang, duality, you know, the, what do you call it, the integration of this duality that is happening within ourselves and within our world. This duality is coming into integration. It's coming into more of a flow. It doesn't mean we won't still have, you know, some level of duality and individuation in our world. If fifth dimension doesn't mean like 12th dimension, or where you have no body and no or no sense of a body. You don't have the same kind of body, but you still have like individuation. So we're gaining momentum into this process. We are moving quickly, as I'm sure we're all feeling, especially those of you who are attracted to this reading, who are probably in the, you know, I'm in the first waves here of ascension, and our wayshowers, people who are most likely going to help other people understand, other people in their lives who maybe are, you know, aren't as quick to tap into these energies, or, well, their energies are available, of course, always. It's just they're not as quick to maybe embody them. And so you are maybe a guide for your friends and for your family members, children. Well, actually, children are often the guides for us. But either way, oh yes, Shakti, one of my favorite cards in this. Tangerine Quartz, and it's the solar plexus chakra. And it's the number 5 for change. What was the number on momentum? 6. Yeah, so to me, 6s are balance and creation, breaking into this. Yeah. Anyway, this is a beautiful card too. So the crystal is Tangerine Quartz. The energy is Shakti, the goddess, the Kundalini, the female aspect of the grace of the divine goddess. So represented by the snake representing, you know, transformation, transmutation, alchemy, healing, the psychic realms, spiritual awakening. And Shakti is the feminine principle of this energy, the feminine piece. And I have to tell you again, I feel so much calmness in this reading. It amped up a little bit in the middle, but as we've moved through this, I feel, as I pulled this card, I feel that calmness coming back. So we're balancing the divine feminine. We're balancing this ability to be receptive, to be grounded and receptive to our life and to everything that's coming into it. Shakti energy, yes, I love it. And it, like I said, it's a 5, representing change. So these are crystals that you can work with. These are energies you can work with. So I'm being guided, I'll try not to be too loud with the stones, to draw a rune stone. Maybe a couple even, we'll see. A rune stone here, because these rune stones, of course, just amazing, are runes, but these are made from blue quartz crystal. They're very beautiful. So let's see what wants to come through for the collective crystalline reading. 2 of them want to come out. So, oops. Let's see. Oof. We've got this one here, and I don't think it has a reverse position because it's just one line. I'm going to have to look them up because I don't know these by heart. So we've got that one, and then we have this one. Let's see, and the rune stones I bought did not come with a book, but I have this book from a long time ago, and I've heard that this man is like one of the best with the understanding the runes and sharing of information around the runes. So Ralph Blum. And let me see what the first one is here. It is stand still. That is how we've all been feeling, that we're in this standstill. And the other one is, I'll find it here. Where is that one? Oh, there it is. Oh, protection. So another protection symbol. And it came out in reverse, so I imagine that's significant. Let's see here. 129. First, we're going to look at the standstill one. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to, let's see. So it's standstill, that which impedes, and ice. So it's kind of a time, it looks like it's a time for so many of us to really surrender. See, we keep getting that message. that it's a time to really slow down and really surrender to the divine in our lives, the divine flow, the flow of life, because that is what's going to bring us the peace we're looking for. I love the name of this one is Isa, or Isa. I like Isa. Usually Isa requires a sacrifice of the personal or the I, and that's why I said it requires surrender. So, and yet there is no reason for anxiety. Submit and be still, for what you are experiencing is not necessarily the result of your actions or habits, but the conditions of the time against which you can do nothing. Yeah, so sometimes, we just need to trust that things are in motion in the higher realms. Things are, if we are changing on a cellular level, on a DNA level, very rapidly right now, especially with everything that's been coming in through the Schumann resonance and through the astrological bodies and planets. So there's a lot going on right now, a lot to integrate. So there's nothing wrong with taking some time out and knowing that you can't push it, that sometimes you just have to wait until the moment is right, and you really just have to heal and you rest or go inward, all of those things. So when what has been full must empty, what has increased must decrease. This is the way of heaven and earth. To surrender is to display courage and wisdom. At such a time, do not hope to rely on help or friendly support. In your isolation, exercise caution and do not stubbornly persist in attempting to work your will. Remain mindful that the seed of the new is present in the shell of the old, the seed of unrealized potential, the seed of the good. Trust your own process and watch for signs of spring. That is what it feels like. That we are in this place where we're planting seeds. And in the beginning it says, the winter of the spiritual life is upon you. That's why one of the words is ice. You may find yourself entangled in a situation to whose implications you are in effect blind. You may be powerless to do anything except submit, surrender, even sacrifice some long-cherished desire. But be patient, for this is a period of gestation that precedes a rebirth. And that's what the Ten of Swords is talking about too, this ending, this death of something, preparing you for this Nine of Cups, for this happiness, for this sustainability. So that is the message we're receiving from that at this time. And so let's look at this next one here. Oops. This is protection. The name of the rune is algaes, and it's protection. Sedge or rushes. I don't know what that means. I think it's like a bush. I'm not sure. Or an elk. So protection or an elk. Okay. Interesting message for these times. So I'm going to read the upright and the reversed because it's not very long, because I feel like the way it came out, it can mean both. So for some of you, it is the upright meaning. For some of you, it's the reversed meaning. And for some of you, it's both meanings. So take it as it resonates with you, please. Control of the emotions is an issue here. During times of transition, shifts in life course, and accelerated self-change, it is important not to collapse yourself into your emotions, the highs as well as the lows. New opportunities and challenges are typical of this rune. New opportunities and challenges. And with them will come trespasses and unwanted influences. Algaes serves as a mirror for the spiritual warrior, the one whose battle is always with the self. The protection of the warrior is like the warning rustle of the sedge grass or like the curved horns of the elk, for both serve to keep open space around you. Remain mindful that timely action and correct conduct are the only true protection. Timely action and correct conduct, being led, waiting, trusting. If you find yourself feeling pain, observe the pain and stay with it. Don't try to pull down the veil and escape from life by denying what is happening. You will progress. Knowing that that you will progress, that is your protection. Wow, what a beautiful message. Knowing it, knowing that you will get through this too shall pass, that you are a spiritual warrior here to basically, transform yourself, and in the process of transforming yourself and moving more into crystalline frequencies and higher states of consciousness, you help transform the world. One at a time. We each do this together. It's absolutely amazing the way it works. That we don't have to change anybody else. We don't have to work on anybody else. We just have to work on ourselves. And that is so important to remember when there's so many things going on where we would really like to control what's happening sometimes, control what someone else is thinking or doing or saying, all of that. So the reversed message, and that's the main way it came out, just for your information on that. It did come out reversed. At least as far as I can tell. Like I said, they kind of spun around in my hands. But be thoughtful about your health and do not add to the burdens others are carrying. That is such a profound message for right now and for the world. Be thoughtful about your own health and do not add to the burdens that others are carrying. Look carefully at all associations you form at this time. If you see fit to become involved with people who are quote-unquote using you, remain conscious of that fact and take responsibility for your own position. Then you can only benefit. So, instead of going into blame of like, oh, they used me or they lied to me, seeing it as like, wait, on some level, I let them use me. On some level, I agreed to this. On some level, I didn't catch the red flags. I didn't say no. I didn't put up my boundaries. So remember the boundaries card here. We're getting a similar message here that came through with the empathic starseed and the boundaries card, and cracked open. I think this is related to heartbreak for some people. So if you've discovered that, so what in me? So it's really about cultivating more self-love and more discernment and really knowing your boundaries, your empathic boundaries, your energetic boundaries. And I feel like with this rune, it is talking about like, it's okay. I've been getting this message in the reading actually. It's okay if you don't spend a lot of time with a lot of people right now, or in big social circles, or you don't feel like spending a lot of time around a lot of people, as long as you are still connecting with other humans and you're still, feeling connected. You're not alone. You're not feeling lonely. You don't have to connect with people that you don't want to connect with, or be super social if you're not feeling called to do that right now. It's a time to protect your energy, to protect yourself, because we are going through major change, and this will help with your boundaries as well. This will help with your grounding if you can stay, take the time and space, create the energetic and actual physical space around you that you need for yourself at this time or at any time. And if you feel someone has used you or treated you in a way that is not how you want to be treated, then it's about turning back inward and asking yourself, why didn't I see this coming? How, in what ways did I agree to this? And then loving yourself, forgiving yourself, not looking at that to beat yourself up, but looking at it to say, okay, I need to love this part of myself more because it wasn't loved enough. So it didn't see that I was being used. It didn't see that. And then, of course, forgiving the other people, having compassion, but that doesn't mean letting them, that means having good boundaries. It doesn't mean that they're in your life anymore. Or maybe they're in your life, but you have different boundaries with them now. So it just learning from the experience. You can benefit from it, not going, I guess the key here is, as always, not going into victim mentality, not feeling like you're being victimized by other people, taking responsibility for your emotions and for every single thing that's happening around you and in your life and in your relationships, especially right now, especially for the next 3 to 4 weeks. Spirit's saying with your relationships, it's important to take responsibility always, but especially for the next 3 to 4 weeks, you want to really be looking at that with all relationships, not just romantic relationships. So this says, the last little bit says, regardless of whether your enterprise prospers or suffers, do not be concerned. You may not win, but you will never lose, for you will always learn from what takes place. Temperance and courtesy are the sinews of this rune's protective power. So patience, courtesy, compassion, understanding that if something's ending, if you're seeing that certain people are not the kind of people you want in your life, then, you know, really just seeing that as a positive thing. You know, I feel like I've talked about this in many other readings, collective and personal, of recognizing the beautiful gift of a divine ending. And I know it hurts and it's heartbreaking, and but that is, once we move through that cracked open process, we can allow more love into our life, more clarity, more creativity, higher frequency life, more sweetness, more of everything we've been dreaming of, more balance. And so as a final, I'm going to draw one final card here from this deck that I absolutely love, by this woman. I'm not going to say her name right, but it's Alessandra Giloli. But it's an Arcturian Galactic Traveler's Oracle cards. And you can find her, you can Google her. She also has a YouTube channel. And these cards are amazing. And you get a cute little pouch with them with a crystal in it. I'm not getting sponsored for this or anything. I just like this card deck. And I haven't used it a whole bunch, but I'm planning to do more Starseed themed readings, so I'm planning to use it a little more. And look right away at the bottom of the deck, the Crystalline Encoders, 44 dimension. The Crystalline Encoders. Yeah, and it's number 44, which to me is like the angels. The angels are with you number. Whenever I see 44, it's this reminder to me that the angelic realms are right there watching over me. I just have to ask for assistance or ask for a message, ask for something if I want something, or even just send love to them or ask for love from them, a boost. So there is a lot, like I said, there's a lot of shifting happening, even all of this encoding that's happening right now, all this crystalline encoding and all the other frequencies that are happening. There's a lot of names, right? Rainbow, diamond, all kinds of stuff. And essentially we are just really have the opportunity to move forward in a big way. Oh, wow. This is an interesting one. So Classidra, Warrior Queen Alano. That one, I've never pulled this card before, so I'm very interested to see what that one's about. Let me look here at this. So the Crystalline Encoders, the 44th dimension. I feel like this is, you know, if you've made it this far through the reading, this is the place where there's a lot of codes coming in and a lot of understanding of crystalline energies. So this is what they have to say. We live in the universal field. We are the universal field. We are beings without form and are part of the unity consciousness. We are group consciousness. We are not individuals. We interface with you through the portal of all quartz crystals. We are inlaid within the matrix of all planets that have any form of quartz. We are the overarching spirit of quartz, yet we are much more. Words in your language are confining, but we shall try to explain to you who we are. We are a you of a distant future. We are who you are heading to be and who you already are. We are pure potential. We are sparks of intensely concentrated spiritual electricity. We are the form of light in all things. We reside within living symbols, and we transmit codes within relay systems. We are the divinity behind the spiritual technology of the higher realms, such as high-powered computer systems and starships. We are a unifying force, a transmission of information. And then it says, what is it that you are seeking clarity on? And I feel this is relevant because the beginning of this reading started off with trying to make decisions, trying to juggle a lot of things, trying to figure things out. So what is it that you are seeking clarity on? And the Page of Swords shows us you're going to get it. But call on us to clear. Call on the Crystalline Encoders. Call on us to clear your path, clear your thoughts, clear your heart. Hold a quartz crystal and connect with us. We are your higher dimensional master guides. See us within the grids of sacred geometry and light language, I believe. Follow the lines within sacred geometry. Allow your eyes to track new neural pathways in your brain. Rewire your brain with higher power thoughts, light grids, and we shall support you in this endeavor. Beautiful. So call on the crystalline encoder beings. These are parts of yourself. It's not like you're calling on something scary. Of course, ask for protection. That was a big theme in this reading. But knowing that this is just a higher level of who we already are, and we're just in the baby steps of our own crystalline encoding experience. We're just in the baby steps of the crystalline DNA waking up. And these beings are, ancient, beyond what we can even conceive of. So, beautiful message from this deck. Grateful for that. And then, as a final message, let's see what Clysidra has to say, the warrior queen. I am a warrior queen of the elementals. I am here to guard and protect my people. I work in many realms and dimensions. I am in a realm higher than the third. However, I have experience with working with the clash of the will of others and the will of my people. We have been living in a polarity universe. This means that at any given moment, beings in third-dimensional realms are met with the challenges of opposing forces. It is your job to stay focused, to protect your thoughts. Empaths, this is a message again. Protect your thoughts, your intentions, and to be in a constant state of clarity, a state of command of your being, sovereignty. So again, we are receiving this message. Thank you, Spirit. In the 3D realms, where the soul is growing under the freedoms of free will, one is given ample opportunity for expansion and the exploration of growth through adversity. Other beings who wish to harm, meddle, distract, or even exert their will on you are light hidden as darkness. They are the opposing force in physics, the power of momentum. Ooh, and we got the momentum card with pyrite right next to Shakti energy. So there, the darkness is this momentum, and Shakti is the divine goddess light, the light of the divine feminine that can basically move through, burn through that darkness, illuminate that darkness is what I'm hearing. Illuminate that, bring it back to the light, alchemize it. Needless to say, that the beings who oppress, imprison, and harm others are angels who are playing a blessed role. This is the role of the blocker, the one who obstructs one's way to the light. Once you learn your lesson from a current block, you transmute that block into gold. A door opens, and you are allowed access to your next evolutionary step. I am Clasidera, and I am protector of the path. May all beings who seek the light be granted access to achieve the light. Wow. And the messages from Clasidera are, you are creator of your path. Start creating it with more determination, focus, and intent. I am here to clear your way. I am here to hold you accountable for the dreams you are creating. Wow, feels like a powerful being to connect with. And then it says, surround yourself now with the powerful healing green light of planet Alano. So apparently she's from planet Alano. Immerse yourself in the freshness, the lightness, and the power of this healing, protecting light. Have this energy be the filter shield of your energetic field now. We are one in unity consciousness. Aho. Wow, beautiful. And then the next part talks about there's a time to play and there's a time to focus. And this reading did bring that to attention as well, that to surrender to the sweetness of life, there's a time to play. And then there's also this time for clarity and focus, along with the playful, creative element as well. So, yeah, a lot of wonderful messages in here. And feel free to watch it again, take notes. There were a lot of crystal messages that you can work with to help you through these times and through these messages. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being on the first wave of ascension, helping bring in the light, helping be the wayshowers for the planet, for all of our loved ones, whether we like them or not, all of the other beings on the planet, and for all sentient beings, and for Gaia. Thank you so much. I'm sending you so much love. Blessed be.